Today's video, we're doing up some smoked baby back ribs on the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco. Hey, this is Ricer from Dead Broke Barbecue, Wisconsin, and welcome back to the channel. But if you're new here, we try to help you enhance and amplify your backyard barbecue fun. And hey, what are you guys doing? Watch to the end so you don't miss the bloopers. That could be the best part of my videos. Now, this video was filmed on the 4th of July, and I ended up making it into 2 videos. So this is part 1. And on this one, we're doing up some smoked baby back ribs on the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco. And if you don't have a drum smoker yet, think about getting this one. It's really simple to run. It's kind of just a set it and forget it style type of cooker. So grab that red, white, and blue t-shirt and some sparklers, Sherwin. We're gonna do up some smoked baby back ribs on the Oklahoma Joe's Bronco. All right, so today is the 4th of July. I'm gonna do up some baby back ribs and some chicken wings, and we're gonna use our Bronco to do the ribs. And I'm cheating. I'm using my Ultra Q for the temperature control. Yeah, you heard me. I'm using my Ultra Q as a temperature control. But the first thing I'm gonna do is take my small chimney, and I only filled it half full with briquettes. And that's all we need to light up when we're gonna go ahead and start up the Bronco. Light up a couple wax cubes. And then we'll just go ahead and put our chimney on. And once those briquettes start ashing over, then we'll go ahead and put in our charcoal basket and then just dump those right on the top in the middle. All right, our charcoal's burning really nice and clean now. Let's go ahead and put in our charcoal basket and then dump that chimney right on top. And what I'm using today for wood is 3 chunks of cherry. Put our basket right down in the center. And we're just gonna loosely put these coals pretty much right in the center part of it, just about like that. We're gonna close up the lid, and I have the top vent set at 1. But again, we're using the Ultra Q to control and give us our draft. And I also have my Viper set at about 75%, and we're just gonna see how it does. All right, I'm gonna set a timer for about 15 minutes, and then the rest of that charcoal in the basket will start catching on. And then we're gonna go ahead and load up these ribs. Timer went off. Let's go ahead and fill up this Bronco. Now we're still coming up to temperature still. That Ultra Q is doing its job, and that's all that matters. We'll open up the lid, and then for the Bronco, we'll go ahead and start putting on our hangers. Little star pattern on them so that you can go ahead and get them lined up to where you want to put them. Now I went ahead and double hooked these because you want to make sure that when you're doing a hanging rib, they might split and you might have one in the charcoal basket. That's called a man down. Go ahead and start hooking them on. And then we're just gonna space these out a little bit so that we get that smoke coming up through them. And we can go ahead and rotate them later if we need to, if we got some that are getting more done than others. We'll just go ahead and pull them up with our hook and then reposition them in a different location. Because obviously, we do hope and pray that our whole temperature is gonna go steady all the way through that barrel, but we all know it never works that way.
Did you set a timer?
Now go ahead and set a timer for 1 hour, and then I'll probably come back and spritz them up, because it is important that we keep these nice and moist, because inside the barrel we don't have any water pan or anything, so we want to keep them spritzed up. But at first we're just going to go for 1 hour, and then we'll see where we're at. All right, our 1 hour timer went off. Let's go ahead and spritz up these ribs. Yeah, we're starting to get some decent color on them. Just going to put a little coating on each side. Now I've been running right around 265 degrees. I haven't actually got up to that 275 on this right now, but hey, it's all right. We're starting to get a little dark on the bottom, but it's a hanging rib, and as I call them, these are eating ribs. I'm gonna close up the lid and set a timer for half an hour because I wanna start checking them, because I don't want to man down, right? We don't want this to actually end up in the charcoal basket. Now I might actually flip these ribs and rehook them from the other side, because I don't want one side of that rib to get too overdone. Okay, our 30-minute timer went off. We're gonna go ahead and spritz these up, but we're gonna rotate them first. Now obviously I hooked these with 2 hooks, but we're just gonna move them right to left. And you're gonna wanna be pretty quick with this, obviously, because your fire is only going to get hotter. But we're starting to get a little bit of pullback here. You can see it, this side's burning a little hotter. Turn this one just like that. You just kind of want to space them out a little bit so there's a little bit of gap in between them. Now we'll just spritz them up a little bit, get them coated the best that you can. Okay, so now I'm gonna set a timer for another 30 minutes and then come back and spritz them and probably rotate them another from left to right again. All right, so another 30-minute timer went off. Let's go ahead and check these ribs out. Well, we certainly are getting some really good pullback on these bones, but I don't think we're quite to that point yet. But I am gonna check for a little bit of tenderness on them. Pull this one out. There's a little bit of flex in here, but they're not ready yet. Check this one also. I mean, we're getting close, but they're not tender enough yet. So I'm just gonna go ahead and rotate them just so it's easier. And yeah, I'm not using my hook, but these gloves are awesome. Now you gotta be quick when you're doing this, obviously. You're gonna start getting some fire going. Now we'll set a timer for another 30 minutes because we wanna make sure that these don't fall in that charcoal basket. And then after 30 minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and put them in some foil along with a little bit of sauce, and then we'll put the grate back in the Bronco, and then we're gonna get them tender. We want these to be kind of that bite off the bone, even if they're a hanging rib, but we're still gonna cheat and put them in some foil. Might as well, right? And put them in a foil, it's always gonna help. All right, so our 30-minute timer went off. Let's go ahead and check these bones out, but I'm gonna tell you, I think there's gonna be some really serious separation on them. Oh yeah, these are done. We're gonna get them. They're looking really good. So we're gonna go ahead and get them put into a foil pan. All right, we're gonna pull out these hooks here. Now some of these are gonna be done a little bit more than others, but like this one is done. But oh yeah, these hanging ribs, they're ready. All right, so I went ahead and wrapped up these ribs in some foil and threw a little bit of sauce in it, and we're just gonna throw it back in the Bronco just for about 15-20 minutes, just to get that sauce moving throughout all of the meat. Close up the lid and set a timer for about 15 minutes, and then just go ahead and check them, and then we'll see where they're at. But then we want to rest these for at least half an hour after we're done. Okay, so our timer went off. Let's go ahead and throw those ribs right in this foil pan, and we're gonna let them rest for a little bit. And I can tell you that these are pretty flexy. Now we're just gonna set these aside and let them rest for about 15 to 25 minutes, and just let them cool down naturally, and then we're gonna slice into them, and it's time to eat. Now today's video is sponsored by Wine Still Sold Out, and WTSO has wines across the world. Biggest thing is they're changing bottles daily. And another thing that's fantastic about WTSO is that they'll ship it right to your door. They have last chance wines, weekly tasting, and premium selection. And if you use my promo code BBQ20, you're gonna save yourself $10 on any purchase of $50 or more. That's almost like drinking for free. So head over to WTSO and get yourself some bottles of wine, because I'm gonna tell you, there's nothing better than a great big old cookout and barbecue and wine combination. Now honestly, you just can't open up a bottle of Riesling without taking a drink. Thank you WTSO for sending me this Riesling, and I'm gonna tell you what, happy 4th of July. All right, so these ribs have rested for about a half an hour. Let's go ahead and slice into them. And again, these are eaten ribs. People are getting hungry and they're sick and tired of waiting. So we're just gonna get these off. And I am using my Butcher's Barbecue disposable cutting boards. We're just gonna start slicing them off. And they feel pretty tender. They're not terrible at all. Obviously towards the end where they were closer to the fire, they're really tender. Slide these up a little bit and we'll get out another rack. Just kind of got to aim that knife right through that chine. Just start stacking them up, and then we're going to get them in a foil pan so that way people can start eating. We got a lot of hungry 4th of Julyers out here.
Oops. So we're just gonna keep on cutting these up. And like I say, just follow that chime and it's just like butter right through it. And then with adding a little bit of that chipotle grilling sauce, you're gonna be pretty decent. Now you're probably not gonna see it, but it's got a good smoke ring and we better do a taste test before it gets too dark. All right. Whoa. Right off the bone. There's nothing better than a good snap on it. Now they're very tender and that butcher's barbecue is pumping some serious flavor in them. Now these are so good that the dogs want them, so all right.
If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and become a subscriber. Turn on that notification bell because you don't want to miss part 2. Now I appreciate you watching and I'll see you in part 2. Put on a red, white, and blue shield.
Okay, I'm gonna holler at that dog though. Hey, shish! No, I don't want the dumb barking. That might make the bloopers. Yeah, I see he's got a couple of mosquito bites on his hinder. I actually smoked a dinosaur yesterday. Premium selections.
Less close to you.